Hard to believe the end of the year is nearly here, but there's some winners from 2024 that could still have a big run up coming in 2025. Here to break down some great stock picks for us is MarketBeat analyst Thomas Hughes. So, Thomas, before we get into the two stocks that you have for us today that are still going to be great in 2025, let's just start out this video talking about how the stock market in general is doing as we come to almost a close of 2024.
The market is really doing pretty well, much better than I expected for sure. Um, it turns out that all of the concerns we had at the beginning of the year were just bricks in a wall of worry. The wall of worry is a very common phrase in the stock market. These little worries cloud the outlook and they cause near-term pullbacks in the price action. But so long as the fundamental outlook is positive, these pullbacks are just buying opportunities. And that's what I see happening in these two stocks today.
Yeah, let's get into the two stocks that you've picked that have had a really good 2024 and could have an even better 2025. What's your first company?
That's Amazon. Amazon is performing well. In my opinion, it's a perfect play on the consumer and AI. Its two business segments are, it's Amazon platform and selling to the consumer. But then there's AWS, which is the number one, the largest hyperscaler in the world. They have the most data centers. They're the most influential in the data center industry as far as AI goes. And all that AI power is just really going to be funneled into their consumer business. So the two things go hand in hand, all that data analytics and all the services that can be rendered. Right now, it's growing at double digits. It's outperforming on top and bottom line. The outlook for next year is for this to be sustained. Cash flow is good. They're buying back shares. The share buybacks are pretty central to the entire S&P 500 story, helping to lift the entire market. Buybacks are supposed to accelerate over the next year. So I see these trends just supporting a general uptrend in this stock.
Not to mention a great holiday season for Amazon. That's always good for the company's bottom line.
Indeed.
Let's talk about where their stock price is right now and what it's done in 2024.
Well, right now it's sitting at an all-time high. It's pulled back over the last couple of weeks, but it's still above the critical support target, which was the previous all-time high. So long as that support target holds, I would expect to see this stock regain its footing very quickly and resume its uptrend before the end of the year.
As far as getting into Amazon, many people already own this stock. If you want to add more or trade more of this stock, any advice about getting in when a stock is so close to an all-time high right now?
Well, that is a concern. There's always a risk of the stock market correcting. But the thing about a stock that's trending higher, you can buy it high and continue selling it higher and higher as it goes. Right now, the fundamental story is pointing to higher prices for this stock. There's really no expectation for it to peak out or reverse now. That may change over the coming quarters, but for now, the uptrend is intact.
And what do analysts say as far as price targets for this next year?
It looks like they're pointing to about a 15% upside at the consensus right now, but the consensus is rising, so the high end range is more likely. Again, with the trends intact, I would expect to see these price targets continue to rise as the company continues to grow.
Analysts are raising their target on this stock. What are some reasons that analysts are expecting Amazon to continue to grow? It's already a giant. What could take this company higher?
Well, first, there's just global digitization. The world's population has not yet been fully penetrated by digitization, so that's just an expanding addressable market. Within that, Amazon is continuing to expand its own territories and also deepen penetration. So there are several factors driving the growth in this core segment. But then again, there's also AWS, which is the Amazon Web Services. It's the data center segment, and that segment is growing. It's not expected to slow down anytime soon. Data center growth is accelerating in 2024 because of AI and should remain strong over the next couple of years.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the breakdown on Amazon and why it's making your list of stocks that are going to take off in 2025 again. Your second stock pick, it's a good pick that was a winner this year and it's going to be a winner next year, is a name many of us already know.
Right, Meta Platforms. It's been a winner for the last couple years. I expect to see this stock also continue winning for the next couple of years. The big concern over in the last earnings report, which is kind of causing the price pullback now, forecast for increased R&D spending on AI. Meta, like Amazon, has already proven, as with Microsoft, Google, Oracle, whoever spends money on AI makes money on AI. So they're spending money right now. Margins are going to be a little bit tighter than what analysts had expected for next year. Still solid, but this investment should pay off in accelerated growth over the coming years.
Let's talk about where Meta's stock price is right now.
pulling back from an all-time high. It's still above a critical support target. We're just waiting for the market to show a clear bottom, but when it does, I expect it to be fairly soon. I would also expect to see this market continue trending higher and setting a new all-time high this year before the end of the year.
What are analysts saying about Meta's future?
Analysts like Meta in 2024, they've been raising their price targets and lifting sentiment. They're leading this stock to new all-time highs because the company has persistently outperformed its own forecast and the consensus forecast. I expect that to continue again in 2025, and that will add fuel for analysts to continue lifting their own targets. So what we're in is an analyst upgrade cycle that should continue for the next few quarters at least and drive this stock to new highs.
Well, there's a lot of bright side on the future for Meta platforms, especially as they integrate AI, like you said. Let's talk about some economic, political factors out there around the globe. Some countries are starting to come up with some restrictions on social media, especially for younger audiences. Do you think any of this conversation around the pros and cons of social media could impact Meta's future?
Of course, but there's nothing new with this, and those have been concerns from the very beginning. They've always been part of Meta's outlook. As I mentioned before, they're bricks on the wall of worry. They may cause Meta to have some price corrections, but those corrections will be buying opportunities.
So, as you've said before, Meta, a very fundamentally strong company, just like Amazon. So much of the conversation around AI investing right now is looking for those companies that are having incredibly accelerated growth, going from a small company to very, very large almost overnight. What is kind of the argument for investing in more sound, long established stocks like the two that you've just mentioned here?
You have better total returns over the long term. Investing is about buying and holding. It's been proven time and time again that trying to chase stocks is a good way to lose your money, that buying and holding is the way to go. Companies that are fundamentally sound are able to sustain long-term growth and long-term share price increases. These companies that are small and seeing this really rapid growth are flash in the pan names. Their stock prices are being rocketed higher by sentiment, not fundamentals, and they'll come crashing back to earth.
Well, some good advice for our investors to consider. Thanks for breaking down these two big picks for next year, Thomas. And thank you for watching and joining Market Beat. We have lots of content just like this one. Check out the other videos on our channel. Comment and share your take on what Thomas had to talk about today. Thanks again for watching. And as always, happy investing.